Barbara. It's very late. But it's not very cold. So that's good. Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. I'm late today. I slept late today because I stayed up late yesterday. I read a book. I used my bookmark, but only to go to the bathroom. Not to stop when I should have. But I slept pretty well, so that was nice. And now it's late, but that's okay. Nothing on the agenda particularly today. It's Friday, but tomorrow, mark your calendar. Tomorrow is our Zoom craft together. Yay! And we're going to start earlier so that Megan can come before she goes to work on Sunday. So it'll be 1 o'clock Eastern time. And that makes 10 o'clock Pacific time and earlier afternoon and evening Europe time. We're starting, but come in anytime. Come at the regular 2 o'clock time. We're going to be going like we always do. So please join us. It should be lots and lots of fun. I'll be working on my Mercury socks probably. I did the tiniest little bit yesterday, and then I ended up reading a book. But I did start the new color. I decided I was finished with, I just do the ribbing as long as I feel like it, and then I started the color, but I'm just about ready to do my first row of lacy part. And there you go. Dennis wore his hat yesterday. It worked great. It wasn't very cold, and actually it was a good test because when you sweat, sometimes for me anyway, there's some wools that if I'm warm-ish and I sweat a little bit, then they're very prickly and they bug me. But when it's really cold, they don't bug me at all, you know. So anyway, it was a good test if he thought it was going to be prickly or in any way uncomfortable on his head, and it was not. I took some pictures. I'll put a picture here. I took some pictures of him in his hat walking the dog. And it worked out great. So I'm really happy with that hat. Thank you for the suggestion, everybody, and thank you, Valerie, for the pattern. I still might make a fingering version of that, but maybe not right away since I have a sock on the go. And now I have to figure out what I'm going to do with my picket twine yarn. I'm feeling like I'm using my cowls more than I'm using my shawls lately. Although I wore a shawl yesterday. I don't know. I have time. I can work on my sock and think about it. And I also have my Forest Park cardigan. And I might dig out my Silberling because that sweater is actually, I think I split for the sleeves. Or came together after the sleeves, whichever way it goes. I'm going to have to reorient myself with that, though. It's been a long time since I knit on that. And I love that yarn, and it's a cool pattern. So we shall see. Although I think the arms are weird. We shall see. But that's yummy yarn, and that'll be fun to knit with. So we'll see about that. Anyway, I'll have plenty to do till I decide on which pattern I'm going to do. So it's nice and sunny today. We are having weather this weekend, I guess starting Sunday night maybe, I'm not sure. But anyway, we wanted to get our provisions in before the weather came, before the weekend, because let the people who work have their time in the stores. We are trying to keep our time in the stores way down. And so we'll be home. Dennis is making chicken vinegar, which sounds so much cooler in French and is absolutely divine, to date for dinner. So I'm looking forward to that. And all is well, or is good. She had Kim over. Kim stayed last night, so they're all tucked in over there. Kim went grocery shopping for her, so she should have everything she needs now. It's hard for her to think of what she needs, and so we got her her list, but she sent Kim to the store yesterday, and so she's all set. So we're all set. We'll be ready to be iced in. Right now it's looking like it may be more freezing rain for us than snow. There you go. I'm looking forward to our Zoom tomorrow. It's talking to those of you who can come. I hope you can all come. That would be great. And yeah. But other than that, I read Gentleman Joel and the Red Queen by Lois McMaster Bujold yesterday. That's what I read. It was not very exciting. It was more just sort of a day in the life, or what's going on, or kind of, you know, sorting out Cordelia's retirement. This is in a series of books that are called space operas, you know, so some of the other ones are much more exciting. But I enjoyed it, and I stayed up too late. To be honest, I probably could have put it down and gone to bed, but I didn't, because I am who I am. You know, you can only do so much. So anyway, that's what I read. Lois McMaster Bujold is one of my favorite authors. She has a whole series of these space operas. Miles Vorkosigan and Cordelia Nesmith are her characters. Cordelia is Miles's mother. And then she has a series of fantasies. The Curse of Chalion is my favorite of those. It's the first one, and then there are more. And I've talked about her before. And she has a series of short novels about a sorcerer named Penric, which are very good, and I enjoy a lot. And they're short. They're very short. So I don't stay up late when I read those. And I've read them multiple times. Anyway, just a little. I've recommended her before. But that's what I was doing yesterday. The other thing I did was I peeled all the citrus fruit. Dennis went to the store, peeled off the citrus fruit, and dried it, because that's for the vermouth recipe that Dennis has. Oh, let me go get some and I'll show you what it looks like. Dehydrated. That button didn't push. Smells so citrusy. But this is the lime and this is the lemon, and we have a whole tray of orange too. But we forgot about them, and they were dehydrating for 12 hours. But it's so crispy. I'm thinking about what else I could crisp up. I do like crispy. What else I could crisp up? I mean, because obviously I'm not eating these. These are being put into a liquid concoction, you know. And I'm wondering what properties drying adds to, like, the flavor, now that I say that. Because Dennis used fresh peel the first time he made this. The recipe calls for dried peel. Now I wonder, probably there are commercial dried peels that you can buy. But it'll be interesting to see. You know, you use like 1 gram. So when I'm done with you, I'm going to go measure and see how much peel is 1 gram. It's not going to be very much. I could do that now. Dennis is going to be able to make me lots of vermouth, because this is, the vermouth recipe calls for 1 gram of dried lime peel, and 1 gram of dried lemon peel. And these are dry. They were drying for 12 hours. That's 1 gram of lime peel. There you go. I'm in like Flint. We weren't sure. But it's pretty funny. Oh well. We don't do things by halves here. You know, that's just how it is. Dennis and I were talking yesterday about, you know, COVID, and we were worried about COVID, and then he's just like, I don't know what I would do if I lost my sense of taste and smell. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, the majority of his free time, hobby, enjoyment that he does is cooking and food related. And if he couldn't taste, it was just heartbreaking to think about. So, I mean, yeah, think about that. He's making wine, he's making food, he's making vermouth and tonic water, he's making vinegar and yogurt, he's making so many things. And if he couldn't taste and smell, that would be so sad. Even, there are people with long COVID who still can't smell. Or, somebody was talking about how, everything tastes like fireworks smell. That would be terrible. So we're trying really hard, really, really hard to not get COVID. I mean, we already were, but just thinking about that, it just never struck me until we had that conversation yesterday. Hey, puppy. Girl's here. So we're working really hard to not get COVID. Really hard. My parents never lost their sense of taste and smell, so that's good. But anyway, well, there's a depressing thought. Come and craft with us tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to go show Dennis how much a gram of dried lime peel is. Pretty funny. All right. I will see you tomorrow. I will talk to you tomorrow, and you will talk back to me, some of you, I hope. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. Please take good care of yourselves. Stay safe and stay safe.